live, at least on YouTube. Okay. I want to make sure everything looks good under YouTube. Okay. Now, another thing too is okay. This is good. This is good. This is good. I do. You know what? You know what? What else? Nah, we'll leave that there. We'll leave that there for now. This is good. But like, I want to know how it's gonna look on the TikTok side, right? I am curious to know how it's gonna look on the TikTok side. I hope it looks good on the TikTok side. We'll see. We'll see. Bro, this is the longest I've ever spent trying to start a stream. No, it's not, but it's one of the longest. One of the longest. Is this a message from Levi again? Serenity. Interesting. sorry. I'm surprised Serenity is messaging me. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and start off the Tiki Talkie. Can someone go check on the TikTok and make sure this looks good? I need to make sure it looks good. I need to make sure it looks good on the TikTok side. I should kind of move the camera a little bit, huh? Okay, we should move the camera a little more like there, right? A little more there. Okay. Everything looks good on TikTok side? Like can you all read it and stuff? I hope you guys can read it and stuff. I should turn on the TTS though. Yeah, I should turn on TTS. Okay. Chat box a little to the right. Move it this side? Like move it this side? Okay. Like this? Like that? Is that good? Like that? That's good? Yeah? No? Too far? Damn! Too far. Okay. Like that? I dropped my keyboard again. I dropped it again. I'll just put my keyboard like right here. There you go. Oh, it's good now? It's good now? W's. Okay. Okay, cool. Alright. Let's go ahead and BOM. I gotta move my plate. My plate is blocking my screen. That's how you know I was eating a lot. W's eating a lot, bro. Okay. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, yeah. Y'all need some music, huh? My bad. Yo, make sure to tap the screen, okay? Tap the screen. Don't do what you did yesterday. I'm looking at you especially.
I just woke up from a dream.
At It's No J5 seems like I missed a lot.
And I don't know what it all means, but since I survived, I realized wherever you go, that's where I'll follow.
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody's promised tomorrow, so I'ma love you every night like it's the last night, like it's the last night. If the world was ending, I'd wanna be next to you. If the party was over and our time on earth was through, I wanna hold you just for a while, and I
Yo! Yo!
right next to you.
I miss you guys. Only on Tuesdays though. I don't really like you guys on any other day. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Other than that though, that song really speaks to me. That song really does. So yeah. W chat. Well, we gotta play something a little more lighthearted though. A little more lighthearted. Well, guys, what's a lighthearted song? What's a good lighthearted song? I need. I got you. I'm gonna pick something more lighthearted. You guys ready? You're not expecting this one. This one's so lighthearted. It's so good. It's so positive. Give me a second, chat. So you know I care. It's hard, bro. We're going through some, chat. I'm I actually know how to play the song on the guitar. Yeah. I wanna kiss you and make you feel alright. I'm just so tired to share my nights. I wanna cry and I wanna love, but all my tears have been used up on another love. All my tears have been used up on another love. All my tears have been used up on another love. Yeah. Rah. How y'all doing? Okay. Chat. Where the lighthearted songs at? You can tell what my music history has been. Okay. I got you. Something lighthearted. Damn. Fuck. I'm trying. It ain't working. I'm trying. I was trying to find it. Look. Look. This one hits home. It reminds me of when I first met her. It was a beautiful night. I was minding my business. It was like 12 a.m. in the morning. I am not the only traveler who has not repaid his debt. What's up, Sarah? I've been searching for a trail to follow again. Take me back to the night we met. And then I can't tell myself what the hell I'm supposed to do. And then I can't tell myself. Alright, chat. You gotta do this next part with me. Ready? Everybody, sing with me. 3, 2, 1. All right. Hey, chat. Let's stay focused, okay? We got this. Okay. All right. What did I miss? Sarah, I miss you. How you been? How's life treating you?
Stop being a saddie, be a baddie.
First of all, who said I was sad? I'm celebrating life. I'm happy right now. Damn, I can't even say that with a straight face. I am happy as can be. Yo. I'm as happy as can be. You know, given the circumstances, I'm doing good. But you know what? You know what? You know what always makes somebody always like lightens the mood? At some point, you gotta give up all the sadness and go date a girl or a nigga with the tism. Know what I'm saying?
Baby, I'm just trying to crack.
Real.
Baby, just stop.
And I told her I don't discriminate. I love a neurodivergent. Don't care if it's ADHD or autism, long as the head game working. If she yap too much, I do not judge. If body is tea, you serving. I don't care if the gears in her head ain't turning. 10 in her face, you.
Ooh!
Don't care if you schizo, little bit sick, cause I'm down for the syndrome. Oh, they calling you sped? Baby, me too. Guess both of us mental. I don't care about your pronouns. She heard they them still trying to hit though. And she tell me that she got anxiety, so I'm still trying to hit. So big throw it back.
Back. Get throw it back. Okay. Yo, chat, honestly, I should be a DJ, bro. I'm gonna do a DJ stream. I'm like, what type shit. I'm gonna be a DJ. Okay, let me turn on TTS for you guys. Alright, I got you. Where's the TTS at? We'll do TTS and then we'll go ahead and do the prompt. Alright? Okay, so we like the glasses or we don't like the glasses. Okay? Like, do you like it when you guys don't see the tears coming down my eyes? You guys like it that way?
That song is a friggin' mood.
Honestly, for real. Do you guys prefer when you don't see the tears falling down my eyes? Type shit, right? Type shit. Yeah. I like the no glasses. I like the glasses. That way you guys don't see how I truly feel deep down and how much everything hurts. Glasses chill. I'm saying, Sarah, you're chill too, bro. Okay, I remember we spoke to Sarah before. I just completely forgot everything we spoke about, right? Like, I remember two things, okay? Like, I don't know which of those two things really were true about Sarah. So, either Sarah was this girl who had dogs and some kind of like big tragic thing happened in her past, or Sarah was this girl who had some kind of morbid sickness and she has a husband. I don't remember. I remember that we spoke to Sarah before. I don't remember. I don't remember like what exactly we said. But yeah. It was one of those two. I hope it's not the latter. You know, I hope it's the first one. Isn't she the one that belonged in the crazy home? Yeah! Yeah, she's the crazy girl. Oh, we like them crazy. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Wait, wasn't she taken? Fuck. Anyways, but how you doing, Sarah? Have dogs and mentally ill. I knew it was either that or morbid sickness. I knew there was somebody else we spoke to that was morbidly sick. They're probably gone by now. GG's. Poor person. I hope they get better. R.I.P. in peace. Anyways, but yeah, I knew it. See, I do remember people. And niggas say I forget my niggas, bro. I don't forget my niggas. I do remember y'all. Okay. But yeah. Let me put the glasses away because I like to have a
Okay, Sarah, I see you.
I know, right? W Sarah, bro. W Sarah. But yeah, I like to have an interpersonal connection with you guys, okay? Why is there no Oh, you guys are not using TTS. That's why there's no TTS. I was wondering what happened to the TTS. You guys are just not using it. Okay. Yeah. Sarah, apparently you got some fan bases, okay? You got fans. But ideally, this is the stream I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to do this stream, and I don't know if like love all of them. Oh, all your fans, hey, W fans, bro. I want to do this stream, right? Ideally, that's the goal. But I don't know if like if it'll turn out well, right? Another thing too is I completely lost train of thought. Wow, I get so distracted these days. I was thinking of something. I completely forgot. Damn, fuck. Anyways, let's go ahead and focus. Yes, I remember. Okay, so we could either do this stream, right? I do plan on doing the Make Me Laughs too. I do really plan on doing the Make Me Laughs. But I also do want to just talk to you guys, right? So I'm really not sure how it's gonna work out. I don't really know how today's stream is gonna go, but God willing, everything goes well, everything turns out well, and let's see. Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do first is start with the Make Me Laughs, right? I'll probably start with the Make Me Laughs, and then you guys just do your job and tap the screen, and then we'll go ahead and go into the
Kool-Aid
other
you
stuff.
Mets. You Mets.
What? I'm gonna ignore you. Okay, I'm gonna pretend you don't exist just for a little bit. I'm gonna do the Make Me Laugh though. Yeah, just for a little bit. I'm gonna have to pretend you don't exist, Cadence. You're weird now. You're being weird now. All right, but yes, guys, go ahead and tap the screen though. How you guys been? Do y'all still play Roblox? Like maybe
K-O-O-L-A-I-D jammers.
Truth Kool-Aid. I don't do Kool-Aid. Isn't that like a that's a bad thing, right? That's a bad thing. Anyways, what was I saying? Yes. Do you guys still play the Roblox? Cause like I don't want to be a downer, but it seems like a dying game now, right? Maybe it's like that season, right, where like no games is like good anymore. Like the DTI stuff, the Dress to Impress, it was pretty good, right? And obviously I did better than all of you guys, by the way, every single one of you guys. I did better than all of you guys, but it just I don't know if people like still play it anymore. I saw that there's this one creator who does DTI, but he seems to do like these like extrinsic details and stuff like that. I don't got time for all that. That just feels like a waste of my lifespan. You know what I'm saying? Because it feels like it takes too much like time to do all that. So I don't see myself doing all that. Like I saw him doing like Doraemon, and like he even did like some like Teletubby stuff. And like personally, not me. I couldn't waste my time in like all of that stuff. But yeah, let me go ahead.
Play DTI?
I don't. I was just curious to know like what the public consensus is on that stuff. Yeah, but no, like realistically, I don't want to play it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm in need. Y'all remember that song? Da ba dee da ba da da ba dee da ba da. I'm blue. I was green. Yeah, that song is old, man. Man, I'm old. Yo, chat. Honestly, one of these days I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna probably not from streaming, right? I don't even think it's more of like a retire. I think instead of retiring from streaming, I'll probably like pass the baton, right? I'll probably like give it to my kids and be like, yo, kids, you guys can handle streaming from now on. I think that's what I'm most likely gonna do. Rather than retire, I'll just let my kids handle it from there, and then they can do the streaming and stuff. Yeah, y'all would like to see the kids stream, right? Yeah, my kids to stream, and then like they will handle it from there. But I don't see myself retiring though, like me personally. No, I'll just like probably pass it on to them, and I'll be the background person, you know. I'll be in the chat messing up like, hey kids, go to bed on time or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, no. I can't wait till I have kids though. Kids are coming in soon. Don't worry, guys. They're coming in soon. I won't tell you when, but they're coming in soon. Yeah, they're on their way. They're on their way for sure. Yeah. I wonder if I'll name my kids after you guys. That would. Aw, yay. I'm glad you're excited about my kids. Thank you, Sarah. Finally, somebody is rooting for my success. That's the word, right? Because it's not downfall, right? Rooting for my success. Finally, mini truth. I hope not. Look. I'm amazing. I'm beautiful. I'm hot, right? If I was a girl, I'll take all your mans, okay? I'm amazing. Problem is, I would rather have a mini whoever my girlfriend is, right? So whatever my girlfriend is, right? Whoever she is, I would rather have a mini version of her than a mini version of me. Cause I'm a horrible person. I do horrible things. I do bad things. I don't think we need a little version of me. Because that guy will have no, or girl, oh, if it's a girl, it's worse. She would have no self-control. Now, we need a little version of my wife. That's what we need. And then I'll handle all that. You know what I'm saying? But nah, we don't need a mini truth. The world is perfectly where it's at now. Okay, we're perfectly happy with it. Gonna be a little menace. You're attracted to the women that are the same. The women like me? Are there any women? Aha! There is only one girl I've ever seen be like me. There's only one. And she's a darling. She is a darling. Oh, she would watch the world burn. I like her. She's amazing. She's awesome. And she's watching this right now, actually. Funny enough. Dangerous Woman. Is that the one by Ariana Grande?
Pull up the twin photo.
The twin. Oh, shut up, Cadence. Don't pull that up. Anyways, but you're talking about the one by Ariana Grande, right? I actually don't like that song, funny enough. But what was I saying? Yeah, no, I like my girls all cutesy. And my girlfriend, she is cute. She's all nice and cutesy and stuff like that. It's just you can very much tell I'm a huge influence on her. And a great influence at that. And she's daddy's little girl, and I love her so much. Yeah. But she's amazing. Yeah. Not me out here glazing my girlfriend. Anyways, you like soft with a dangerous side, not slick? I like a little bit of duality. You know what I'm saying? I like a little bit of duality. But hey, that's just my girlfriend. No, that's just my girl. But yeah, I miss her so much. Yeah. Guys, can we talk about something else? Why y'all bringing this up? Can we talk about something else? You know, can we? Jeez, man. You're a little horrible,
I looked at my phone with disbelief when you said the D word.
The D word. Like don't. But Yeah, let's talk about something not related to my girlfriend. Yeah. Honestly, she's probably like rolling her eyes at me right now. Right? Or smiling. I hope she's smiling. Anyways. Damn, can I like just is this what it's gonna be? Is this like can we save this for Valentine's Day, guys? I'll glaze my should I do a Valentine's Day stream? Oh, I don't know if I can do
No.
a Valentine's Day stream though. Here's a problem with a Valentine's Day stream. My birthday is right there, right? Did he just get quiet for y'all or just me? I'll fix that. I'm sorry if I got quiet for you. But so the thing about Valentine's Day stream is that me and my girlfriend's birthday are right around there, right? So like I probably like will be spending like the time with her. Wait, actually, hold on. When is my birthday? Is my birthday gonna be like on a weekend or something? When is my birthday? Right, probably gonna be like a weekend, right? Give me a second, chat. Hold up. I don't discriminate. I like me a neurodivergent. What weekend is my birthday on? Yo, chat. My birthday is going to be. Oh, it is on the weekend actually. Hold on, yeah. So I think what I'm gonna probably do for my birthday, right, is have like a 3-day weekend, right, just for me and my girl. Yeah, me and my girl have our birthday around the same time, so it's pretty cool, you know. But yes, for real, holiday birthdays are so hard. Yeah, I got one of them holiday birthdays. My birthday is right on Valentine's Day, so yeah. Yeah, I got one of them holiday birthdays. But yeah, no. We're gonna celebrate. Our birthdays are pretty close to each other, so we celebrate it together and stuff. Let me go ahead and get this person up here. It's actually somebody I've never met before. This is new. I usually know everybody. I like me a neurodivergent. Yo.
So
You know, like, I went live early because I was trying to avoid the kids. That didn't work out very well, did it? But anyways, what's up, man?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Something's wrong with my voice. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm 16, so.
Okay. All right, let's hear it.
Alright, but is there a way? Can I make you cringe or do it? Is it?
Well, first of all, that's first of all, like the thing about I was thinking about that, right? I was thinking about them do like the make me cringe videos and stuff like that, like make me cringe live, like where you guys come in here and make me cringe, right? I don't know what's wrong with my voice. GG's, yeah. But the chat's making fun of you. Anyways, but I was gonna think about that. I was thinking about doing the make me cringe. Problem is, who decides what's cringe? Because if do I have to like make a reaction like and then I give you money, or like do I just stay straight and look at you, and then the chat says it's cringe, and then I give you like who decides what's cringe? You know, that's why I couldn't do those.
I feel like if you just feel it whatsoever, whether it's a facial reaction or just something you feel in your chest, you know?
So I'm paying you based on how you make me. I don't know. Poll votes. I'm gonna lose money because the poll is most likely gonna vote yes all the time. Every time they see some little kid
That's what the
twerking.
viewers want, you know?
No, because that's my wallet. No. Yeah. See, I don't nah. But anyways, go ahead. You gotta make me laugh.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a very funny person. I was
Hey.
gonna try my best. I'm
Hey
sorry.
man. Hey. Good job, man. At least you try. I respect the bravery.
All right. Wait. The person in the chat said, "Nah, you gotta cringe yourself."
Yeah, like me, I would have to cringe for me to give the person money, but yeah, no. He had no game plan. GG's, bro. They really just putting you out there. That's crazy, bro. Dang. Almost made me laugh. Yeah. So was it Kenny? Okay, I'm gonna feel so horrible. Did I get the name wrong? Was it? I think it was Kenny, right? There was somebody I spoke to. It was Kenny. Okay, bet. Okay. So I did do this, right? I did this, and like I'm thinking of using this. Right? I got a little bit of engagement baiting out there. You know what I'm saying? Engagement baiting type stuff. Right. And I also gotta like watch the language, right? Because I can't like say anything inappropriate, right? I can't like use like the S word or like the F word. So I'll probably be like, dang, like I'll be honest. Sometimes I curse. You know, like I'm a little bit of a bad boy. I'm never saying that out loud again in my life. What the freak? Anyways, but yeah. Hopefully that don't like hurt their engagement and stuff. But I'm thinking about this, right? I'm thinking about it. Problem is, I was gonna like try to wait till like everybody like gets in here and stuff like that, because like it's still.
failed to try not to cringe.
Why are you cringing at me? What did I do? Why are you cringing at me? But yes, I'm thinking of doing this. I was just trying to wait till like people get in here, unless you know people and you're gonna bring them here, and then you know we go ahead and get started and stuff. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it for sure. But wait till like 4 p.m. EST. That's in like 3 hours. That's a. I know people, but they at school. Oh hell nah. Look, listen. I don't know if I want to like engage with a bunch of school kids. Okay, I don't know if I want to do all that. Okay, I don't. Well, 4 is when they get. I don't know if I want to get with a bunch of school kids. The reason why I go live so early is because I'm trying to avoid the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a. I don't want to talk to kids. Yeah. School. As a school kid. As a school, kids are low key smart. Oh, like, are you a kid? I thought you were like 34. I'm sorry. I really thought you were like, I can't spell GG's. Anyways, but I thought you were like 34. Are you a school kid too? Damn, no, what? I really thought. Oh hell! Are you serious? Damn, they got 16-year-old Eastern Orthodox people. I thought all the Orthodox people are like 64 and up. Honestly, I thought he was at least 19. I thought he was like 44, bruh. Dang, I never met an Eastern Orthodox kid that's below 19, bro. Damn, for real. Damn. Really? Hey, I'll be honest. I didn't know that I didn't know Eastern Orthodox people come that young, bro. They really come in all kind of packages, huh? That's crazy. You out here yesterday, bro? What kind of school do you go to? Hey man. I don't know what they feed you guys at school, but hey, they need to stop. They need to stop. You're a kid. I also don't want to talk to kids, bro. Like I'm older than you, of course. What? But no, I realistically don't want to talk to kids. But yeah, everybody, go ahead and tap the screen. Probably a Christian private school. What's the question? You gotta get up here, bro. You gotta get up here. I'm trying to put you guys in your place. Nah, a lot of Christians are gonna hate me. Yes, but it is what it is, though. It is what it is. I'm okay with being hated. What was it that Jesus said again? They hated me, so they'll hate you. Something like that. I'm gonna say I'm butchering the line, right? But yeah. So they hated me, and I was perfect, so they're definitely gonna hate you. It was something along those lines, right? But yeah. I know enough about the Bible to put a Christian in your place. That's all I'm gonna say. But oh, what's up? It's a nigga named John. Wait, I'm not supposed to say stuff. Wait, am I even allowed to say nigga, bro? I'm trying to do a Christian live. Can I still say nigga, bro? I'll probably say what's up, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, guys, you're about to see the professional me. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will be diving into the works of the iniquities of the. I said iniquity. Yo, chat. I'm using big words. Okay. We'll be diving into the works of the iniquitous. How do you say iniquity, but like continuously? Iniquitous? I don't know. But anyways, I digress. Ooh, I digress. Okay. Shall we now gallivant towards the conversation? Oh, ye gentlemen. I said, oh, chat, bro. I am professional iniquities, bro. Y'all just don't know, bro. I'm professional. Bring your mom in here. let me raise your mom up with my professional dichotomy. Oh, I don't even know what dichotomy means. I don't even know what dichotomy means. What does it mean? But I hope I said it right. But yeah, yo, chat. Y'all don't know, bro. I'm getting all the hus. Wait, no, this is Christian life. We're not supposed to get hus. I'm getting all the nuns, all the church girlies, all the daughters of Christ. Oh, yeah. Y'all just don't know. I gotta learn how to do these lives properly. Okay. As you can see, I've never done this before. But let me go ahead and like get this started for real though. How y'all doing? Go ahead and request up here, guys. Let me try to see who is ready for this. Who wants to get drilled with these questions? But yeah. Hopefully Jesus doesn't join this live. We really do be hating Jesus though. But yes, I hope you guys are not. I can come up if you want. Do I bring in the big shark? I was trying to like destroy the little fishes first. I don't know. Do I automatically bring? Thank you, John, for sharing the live. By the way, I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing the live. But yeah. Let me see if any of the little fishes want to join first, and then I'm gonna bring in the big shark. Okay, I gotta warm up for you. You're gonna be a dangerous one. You know, I gotta warm up. Know what I'm saying? Just keep swimming. Exactly. www.dory.com. Was it Dory or Dorothy? I am Muslim. Can I join? I can put a Muslim in your place, honestly. These hands are equal left and right. You know what I'm saying? Like I can put all kinds of people in their place. Go ahead and request up here. Can you answer? Actually, hold on. Like, I mean, I was trying to drill some Christians, but I'll drill a Muslim. I got some bones to pick with the followers of Allah, bro. I got some. Damn, that was loud. That was so loud in my ears. But yeah, no, I got some bones to pick, bro. Go ahead and follow, bro. Now, go ahead and request to join. I got you, bro. Yeah, let's talk. You we're going to put you to the test. Yeah. And do we got any Buddhists in here? Let me drill them too. I don't want to drill no Hindus. Hindus are weird. I am fine with talking to anybody except the Hindus. They weird me out. I'll be honest with y'all. Hindus weird me out. There's a lot going on there. They weird me out. Yeah. But everybody else I'm brave enough to talk to. Just not the Hindus. Yeah. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. I love Buddhists. They're my favorite. I mean, yeah, they're pretty cool. Hello. How you doing? To first start off, I just want to make sure to go ahead and set up the spirit of the conversation. Okay, the Zeitgeist, if you will. And wait, can you hear me, by the way? I just want to make sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. And good morning.
Okay. Yeah, good morning, sir. Or good afternoon, depending on where you're at. But yes, so I am coming from a atheist/agnostic perspective, okay? Originally, I just wanted to question some Christians, but if I am getting people who are also non-Christian, I would like to question them, because maybe I don't get converted to Christianity, but rather Islam, right? The goal is not to convert me, the goal is to answer my questions, so to speak. So, first thing I want to say, what is your opinion on Christians as a whole?
I love Christians. All my friends, I have a lot of family. I've lived in North America most of my life.
Okay. Oh wow, yeah. This is not usually what I expect from Islam or Muslims, right? They usually seem to have a negative connotations with Christians. Why would you say that's the case?
At this point, people that believe in God and have a religion in place, I have respect for all religions. If you believe in something, especially God Almighty, to me that's important.
Okay, I can agree with that to an extent. For me, I don't have respect for all religions. I don't. I think certain religions very blatantly seem to preach violence or like the wrong things, you know, or like just horrible ideologies in general. Obviously, there's bad actors, right? There's like there were like horrible Christians too, right? There were like the Crusades and stuff like that. There's horrible Islamists, you know. There's horrible things everywhere. Yeah, but I wouldn't say I respect all. I acknowledge all religions. I wouldn't say I respect them all, but that's just me.
I say respect because I don't think I would, if I met somebody from a different religion and belief, I would just respect it. I would have nothing to say. I would not try to convert them. I would not try to
Really?
I would not, because at this point, man, the things that are happening today in the world and what I see around, somebody who believes in God and somebody who's trying to follow a book and trying to me, that's already, in today's world, it's something. So I'm fortunate enough that I lived in North America, I lived in the Middle East, I lived in parts of Africa, and being able to...
Oh, where in Africa?
Cape Town.
Oh, Cape Town. Oh, okay. I lived like a little up north, way norther than you, in like the West Africa / Moroccan area. So, yeah.
Oh wow, nice. How long were you there for?
I was born and raised there.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. God bless you.
God bless you too. Okay, so another thing that you said that got my attention is, sure. I understand not wanting to argue with them, because like the goal is not to argue. The goal is to spread peace, you know, and like the truth, right? Yes. But not to convert them. Shouldn't the goal? I mean, I this is me from what I hear from Christians. You know, spread the gospel, go out there and spread, like, you know, make disciples of all nations, right? For Muslims, wouldn't it be to bring other people to Allah? Wouldn't the goal be to convert them, not argue, right? Not debate, but like, no.
I don't see all these texts and books from Quran to Bibles to Torah to all of them. The people that follow word by word, you can't. These books were in a different times, released to people in a different world. I can't tell somebody to be Christian or Muslim or Hindu because I don't. Your relationship with God is your relationship. I am not going to pray 5 times a day to be a Muslim. My relationship with God is, and how I live this life based on what I believe, based on my religion, might be different from somebody else. So a Muslim next to me might not agree with me. A Christian might not agree with me. but how I live my life and my relationship with God is mine, and mine and only.
Okay. Somebody in the chat asked, "Are you a Sunni or Shia?" Actually, I actually do want to like, if you can explain those to me, what is the difference between the two?
They're both Muslims, but they both have. I usually don't like that question because I
Oh,
have
okay.
family.
You don't have to answer it if you don't like it.
Yeah, it's not a it's. If you're a Muslim, you're Muslim. If you're asking if you're Sunni and Shia, I don't.
Yeah. Like, this is genuinely like this. I like to have these lives not because my goal is not to disgrace anybody. My goal is to
Yeah,
genuinely interview people and learn the
yeah,
truth. Whatever the truth is, I want to, because that's the whole point of the life, like truth. I want to learn who people are and what they believe, and maybe I'll be able to figure out what the truth is about the world. Because I believe there is something out there. Okay, and
100%.
whatever that thing is, unfortunately has not verbally come out and say out in the clouds, I am God and this is my religion or whatever right now. Maybe in the past they did. But I believe you can find traces of who the true creator is, or whoever God is, in its creation. And the most prolific creation clearly is human beings. Maybe I can find God in his people, whatever that may look like. So I try to look through people, find out what the truth is, whether I agree with it or not, and then in hope with that I find God. So I'm in search of the truth. Yeah, and this is the interviews I do.
Wow, it's awesome, man.
Yeah, but okay. So if you had to condense, if you had to like use a quote to condense your belief, what would it be? Obviously that's far fetched, right? But what would it be?
A quote.
Yeah, because you seem like the most different Muslim I've ever met.
What type of Muslims have you met?
I've met some Muslims who would say they don't even want to look or even talk to any girl who doesn't have a hijab on. I've met Muslims who will say that if you don't go to Mecca at least once a year, you're not a Muslim. I've met Muslims who say you have to pray 5 times a day. Like I've met Muslims who said that for me to be your friend, I would have to practice Ramadan with them. Like I've met some very strict people. I've also met some lenient ones. But you seem like the most different. So.
Yeah, I met. There are Muslims who do all of that and also still live a very simple life, and there's also Muslims that have the
Why did he leave? I have no idea why he left. I did not even kick him. I have no idea why he left. I think he accidentally left by accident. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, that was weird. It didn't even say he was blocked or like removed or anything. He just left. Okay. I hope he's doing okay. I was gonna ask him the next question, like, does he believe in the hadith? I don't even know what the hadith is. I was gonna ask him if he like can explain that to me. Okay. Wow. Okay. Somebody else said they agree with them. Like, I think it was somebody, Iridescent Snow. I actually want to hear from her. I'm guessing it's a her. Like, to know what she thinks about it. Like, where is she coming from? This is my goal. This is my goal. I think I figured out how I'm gonna handle these lives. I want to interview you guys and learn about you guys. Drill you guys with questions. The questions that they are uncomfortable enough to answer. Yes. The questions about the irregularities of the world. Anyways. But who's next? Before I get Kenny up here. Who else can I drill with questions about the world? I'm curious. And thank you for tapping the screen, by the way. Whoever has been, I think it's only been like 2 people tapping the screen. Whoever those 2 people are, thank you. My heart goes out to you. But I think I might just go ahead and get Kenny up here. Yeah. Before anybody else, I'll go ahead and get Kenny up here. I don't expect this live to like go like viral like the other ones, right? Cause again, it's a different one and I'm trying something new. But let's go ahead and talk to Kenny. Okay.
Sorry.
Yo. Yeah. Hello.
And also, too, if you have any questions about Islam, I could answer them, but I might be wrong on some of them. But like the base stuff, if you have any, like, because he was, I don't know why he randomly left. I don't know. I think it's probably an accident out or something.
Do you like have experience in like Islam or something, like Muslim, like?
I lived I live in Michigan, and Michigan, they have the most Muslims in like one area, and I live in the area. Like, I think like 60% of the population is Muslim, or no, 70%.
Really?
Of the population, yeah, 70%.
In Michigan?
Yeah, in a city called Dearborn.
Wow. Okay.
It's 70% of the Muslims, or 70% of the population is Muslim, and there's like 50,000 people. Or no,
Okay.
there's like 80 or something. There's a lot of people. And 70% of the Muslims, and their badges, the police badge, they're in Arabic and English. Their police cars come out in Arabic. All the stores are Arabic. The biggest mosque in North America is right next to the old Orthodox church I went to.
Oh, they have a mosque right next to a church. Talk
Yeah,
about.
30, and then right next to the mosque there's a synagogue.
You can't make this
It's
up.
like all the Abrahamic faiths are right next to each other. It's funny.
You cannot make this up. Talk about a battleground.
Yeah,
Wow.
and the Orthodox Church, they were there first. That's the funny thing too. They were there before everybody.
Okay.
It's a Bulgarian one.
As someone who has been to Muslim countries and has lived there a significant amount of time, to call myself like a member of said countries, I've like once in a while, like in the mornings and stuff like that, there would be
Call to prayer.
yeah, call to prayer, you know, like, you know, how did it go that I forgot.
Allah.
Yeah, Allah Akbar, yeah, and they announce it over the like the intercom and stuff like that. Do they do that too?
They do.
Cause like
But
you
not
said that.
interviews. They do it in like a city over in Hamtramck, and they get complaints for it, and the city doesn't do nothing about it.
I was gonna say, cause like you said, the Orthodox church is right there, and the synagogue is right next to it. Don't they? Like, imagine going to church and then in the morning you hear Allah. Like, I feel like,
Yeah,
you know?
thankfully I don't live that close because I'll be mad. But it is actually a violation for them to do that, and they get reported for it all the time. The police don't do nothing, and I personally think, not hating on Muslim or something, but I feel like the only reason why they don't do anything about it is because half the police are Muslim.
What's up,
Like
Queen
that,
Giselle?
I don't know
But
nothing
anyways.
about it.
Okay.
But I
Alright.
personally don't mind because I don't live close enough to hear it, and I sleep like a baby.
So there's a girl in the chat called Bex. She's trying to ask a question. I don't know what the question is, but yeah, Bex, go ahead and ask your question. The goal is for me to interview several different types of people out there, and if I can't answer your question, then whoever the guest up is, hopefully can answer the question. I'm hoping to like interview some big names. Oh, she's trying to request to ask a question. Oh, okay. I thought she was gonna ask it in the chat.
Hadith too. I can explain hadiths. They're basically like they're basically like a second-hand like source to tell you like stories of Muhammad. Like you know how like some people like say he married a 6-year-old, which I'm not gonna talk on that, but
Right.
that's where that whole idea of that comes from, the hadiths.
Okay.
And some people, Shias, they reject the hadith, so they don't believe he married a 6-year-old named Aisha.
Okay. So Bex, what's your question?
Well, it's kind of like two questions.
All right.
So the first one is, when Abraham and Sarah, they went to have Isaac. Well, Abraham was not patient with God and ended up having a baby with, I think it was like a maid or something. I forget the context of like who she was. But they ended up having Ishmael. And he sent Ishmael off with the mom and kept Isaac with Sarah in the end. That's in the Bible.
Right.
Ishmael historically has been found to be the core creator of Islam.
I wouldn't say that. I would say
That's
it's
according to Islam.
no. I would say he is one of the early Arabians, because Arabians came before Islam. You know, he's one of the early Arabians. I would say, yeah,
But
he's
like,
one
you
of the
know
core.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Go ahead.
Do you think that the reason why Christians / Jews, I'm gonna add them in that little, like, I know they're not the same, but
You could just say
they're not the
Abrahamic
friendly,
faiths.
they're not friends with the Muslims. Do
Sure.
you think that separation caused the divide between the three religions?
I don't think it was that. No.
Okay. Second one, this is a thinker. When God says in the Bible, do not worship any other gods before me, do you think that he is actively acknowledging that there are other deities that possess powers?
No.
Yes and no.
Because in the Bible, it says that a third of the angels went down with Satan to the earth. What if those thirds of that 1/3 of the angels like disguised themselves as different gods?
That's exactly what they do, but when it says you should not worship any other gods, it's a lowercase g.
I can try to explain this with
Like,
certain
I
context.
understand that they're not gods in the
Yeah.
uppercase, and that's why it is gods in lowercase. But do you think that's what he's trying to say? Like, hey, heed warning, there are other deities here that are disguising themselves as things that look to need worship. I'm trying to say it in the
Okay.
right way.
No, I can help you out here. So, the answer is yes and no. In the terms of are they God? No. But do they have enough agency to have some kind of claim to the word? Yes. Here's why that is. Because later on in the New Testament, we learn from Paul, we wrestle against principalities and powers. There are other beings out there, as you can see, Prince of Persia and whatnot. There are other beings out there, whether they be fallen angels or whether they be demons, you know, like Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies. Other people in the Old Testament would worship different lords of different things.
Like
Who
Moloch and all of that.
yeah. For example, in the land where Jesus would go to not Paul, Peter, and say that upon this rock I shall build my church. That land, I think it's called Caesarea or whatever. That land was known for worshiping the god Pan, who was later known as Peter Pan. That's where the name Peter Pan came from. But
I never knew that.
yeah, that's a whole history thing, and that's why it's specifically prolific that upon that area, he says the gates of hell will not prevail. Gates are supposed to keep things from coming in, not things from going out. They're supposed to wall things off. And he says, upon this rock, upon here where the gates of hell are, where they worship other beings, I will build my church. Because Christianity is not supposed to be some kind of kumbaya religion. It's supposed to be a religion where we go out there, preach the disciple, and stop the spread of the other iniquities. That's how it's supposed to be proclaimed as. Now, God acknowledges that other people worship other things. Doesn't acknowledge them as equal, as you can see what he did with the gods of Egypt. He does not even come close to acknowledging them. He destroys them with whatever they worship themselves. He acknowledges the fact that people worship them, and this is the reason why he specifically freed the Israelites. He doesn't say, free my people. He says, free my people so they may worship me. He has a condition, because freedom without rule is chaos. Free my people so they may worship me and not the gods of Egypt. But yes, God acknowledges that people worship other people. He just doesn't acknowledge them as gods. So
Okay, because in the church that I grew up in, they would openly say there are no other gods. It's idolatry. When God is talking about gods, he's only talking about, like, in the sense of don't worship your phones, don't get addicted to alcohol, this, that, and the fourth. But I'm just sitting here thinking, well, he says other gods, so he's actively acknowledging that there are other lower deities.
Yeah. I do.
So, yeah, that was my question.
you're forgetting about the new gods.
Huh?
There are new gods. You're forgetting about the new gods. There are new gods.
Well, I know that.
Yeah, so essentially, the way it worked, right? Over time, old questions withered as the same old answers continued to prolific. Here's what happened. People would wake up. Worship is what you spend your most time with, and people don't know that. That's what worship means, to spend time and energy on something, because time is the most precious thing that you have because of how limited it is. That's why God asks us to only worship him. You wake up, you spend so much time on the very deity that tells you to check on Instagram, the very deity that tells you to open your camera to see if you look cute or post it on Snapchat and whatnot. You wake up and you spend so much time on the very deity known as media to see how the celebrity is doing. Oh my gosh, this celebrity said this, so therefore I agree with it. Or oh my gosh, you said this on the internet. People do have new gods. They just go by different names. And we don't call it worship. We call it attention. We call it influence. But there are new gods. Yes, and God very much says, worship me and not these other gods. Because he's very aware that people will make gods out of nothing. So.
Do you think God wanted different denominations or a central
No.
belief?
Denominations are non-biblical.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I would agree. When Christ created the church, there was one church. There wasn't 40,000 of them. There was one denomination, and it was and it was like established, and it was made like official, and it was official teachings of the Trinity in the Council of Nicaea in 325. That's when it was like the doctrine was made, like established. So if you spreaded something that was a lie, you would have got excommunicated.
Yeah.
Like Arianism, which is what Mormons follow now. They're Arius, same with Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh my Lord, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but do you know what the Mormons believe?
Oh, they believe in crazy things that are completely unbiblical, and polygamy.
Albright,
Huh?
you know, I have called you that for almost 10 years. That's all
Don't
I
do
know.
that. Don't do that on live.
Okay, I won't.
Yeah.
Well, truth. But, shit, I done forgot what I was going to say. Never mind.
You're good. You're good.
Oh, wait, never mind. They believe that since you're black,
Oh.
you are a descendant of a demon.
Oh, I heard
Oh.
of that.
Oh, is that a real thing? Oh.
Yes,
Yeah,
legitimately.
they did. Yeah, they did believe that, but I think they like stopped believing that in the 70s. But you cannot change what you don't believe in anymore. That's
Oh.
not biblical. It's
Oh.
yeah, they believed in some weird things.
Yeah, they believe that black people possess the mark of Cain or something
Oh.
like that. And that is.
There's only
like,
one person who possesses the mark of Cain,
Ain't that
historically. Yeah.
Cain? Yeah.
And also to the what's it called, if I'm what I've thought of, I don't know if anybody else thought of this, I'm sure, but the reason why we have people that are mixed and white and black is because Christ, well, God made Adam out of dirt, and dirt is black, but it really depends what area. And then Eve was made white because of bone, and that's how I personally think mixed people came about. That's I don't know if anybody ever thought about that.
I got some questions now. I've been accused of being a demon before, but be told that I'm a demon simply because of my color, that's a different story.
No,
That's-
you know good and damn well I don't think that. I'm not.
Ah.
I'm just letting you know what the Mormons believe.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
okay.
crooked. They're very
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The Mormons,
Yeah, I appreciate it, Bex. Okay, so back to the interview. I have to interview people. Okay. But yeah, thank you, man. If you have any other questions though, you should put them in the chat or request back up here. But yeah,
Alright.
you're pretty cool. All right, I miss you. I hate you so much. All right.
you hope you too.
Okay. But that's Bex. I know that girl since she was like a little kid, and she's grown up so much. She's actually probably older than me now. I think that's how that works. Okay. Apparently, but yes. Guys, go ahead and request up here if you're willing to go through the questions I have for you. But yes, so the other questions I did have. I was gonna ask him. I mean, I have more questions for Mormons now, but I'm gonna ask him.
I can answer some of those too, but I don't know if you want to save it.
Right, but I feel like it would only be fair to ask it to a Mormon. But then again, I don't think Mormons
Kind of rare.
have internet. I don't know how that works. I don't know how it works. Like, do they have internet?
They got internet.
They have internet.
I
Oh.
think you're thinking of Amish, maybe.
Oh, are they not the same thing?
No.
Oh, really?
The only thing Mormons can do that I guess is kind of weird is they can't have caffeine. They
Oh.
can't have coffee.
I thought-
they can have
Oh.
pop, but they can't have coffee. For some
So
reason.
like the Amish and Mormons, and I thought like they were this. Wow, really?
They're different. Very different. And Amish, they're Christians. They're just kind of an interesting Christian. They're very interesting. Majority of them.
Because I thought Mormons were the people who didn't have internet and believe in that like triangle with a G in the middle thing.
Freemasons?
Is that not Mormons?
I don't know. Freemason.
I could have sworn those were all the same thing. Freemason, Amish, Mormons, or they're not all the same. Damn, I really was out here thinking they were all the same thing.
Some Mormons are Freemasons. Everybody out of some religion is a Freemason. Some
I don't
Christian Freemason.
really.
No, they
Oh,
shouldn't be.
really?
Some Orthodox. There's a bishop in the 20s, or the Greek church. He was a very famous bishop, and he was a Freemason.
That's Scientology. I don't. That's a whole shoot. Is
Yeah,
that a whole nother? I got questions. Okay, you guys seem knowledgeable. I'm gonna start drilling you guys. Okay, all right.
I don't know about Scientology. They believe in some demon, not like a dragon god or something that saved them from a volcano or something. I don't know. It's something out of South Park. So that's how I seen it.
Oh, okay. All right. Nerdy Cat, if you're willing to like take some of these questions, I will drill you next if you're brave enough. Okay. I know some people like don't want to like get put out there on the spot, but you first. So, the biggest part, and I say this with utmost confidence, the biggest part of any type of Christian or Christianity as a whole is the spiritual aspect. For God is a spiritual being. At least that's what the Christians tell me. My question to you is for some reason, not a lot of pastors seem to speak about the spiritual part. They say God will bless you, the Holy Spirit, all of that stuff. But there is a target put on your back, from what I understand, when you're a Christian. For the adversity, Satan is going around like a Roman lion seeking who to devour. But nobody talks about him. As a Christian yourself, how do you wrestle with the spiritual part of Christianity? Things like the evil spirits that come against you, the principalities of power, and all that stuff. How do you wrestle with that? How do you communicate that? How do you exercise that? Do you believe in exorcism? Do you believe people can be possessed or oppressed? I have questions about those.
Yeah, I fully believe in exorcism, and when you get made a catechumen in Orthodox Church, you get exorcism prayers done over you, 3 of them, and I had 3 exorcists. It's not like how you think it would be in the movies. It's not like that at all. Because when I got told I would be having exorcist prayers, I thought I would be like chained to a bed, with like I thought I would be like foaming from my mouth. But that's
What is the exorcism prayers for? Are they for people who are possessed by demons? Is that how that
no,
works?
they do it to everybody.
Okay.
It's nothing really special. The only thing that you might say is a little weird is you face towards the west and then you spit on the ground as you're resembling spitting on Satan. That's the only thing you might say is a little weird.
And is there any like spiritual application to that?
Yeah, you spit on Satan. And you breathe
Why is he
down
on the west?
Because the Bible says Christ and the saints will come from the east. Yeah. Christ will, when Christ comes back for a second coming, he will come from the east.
I can only recall one exorcist in the Bible. There's been a few exorcists in the Bible. I can recall a bunch of them. At least 5.
The spiritual struggle part is you would to help with that. If you're an unbaptized Orthodox Christian where you cannot receive communion or do confession or anything, Paul, he tells you to pray unceasingly. And the way you pray unceasingly, which you pray 24/7, is a thing called a prayer rope. Or you could also use a rosary. It's kind of the same thing. But the prayer rope, I could show you it. Mine is nice, but you use it 24/7. On here, I'm about to turn my camera and show.
And what is the prayer rope for?
It's a unceasing prayer. It's you say, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, sinner, or Lord Jesus Christ, save me. And each one of these is it's like a rosary kind of, but it's not exactly like that. But there's multiple different versions of it. You can use a rosary. This is just a expensive one made out of leather. This one's called a Lascalva, I think. I don't know. Something, I don't know.
Okay, so I feel like my question, maybe I'm wrong, okay? And chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like my question was not answered. I feel like is he Catholic? From what he tells me, he's Eastern Orthodox. Specifically Russian Orthodox, yeah. Now, the reason why I feel like my question wasn't answered is because my question was more so, how would you say you've wrestled with the idea of the spiritual realm in terms of Christianity, not necessarily what spiritual traditions you do?
Oh, to wrestle with it, you don't wrestle with it. You run from it. You flee from it. It's like getting in the boxing ring with like Mike Tyson's no experience. I don't remember what Bible verse it says, but it says not to fight with the temptation.
I've only heard of that with lust. I've heard that
it's for all sins, but most people, they deal with lust. Like that's mainly their thing.
So even though we Christians are supposed to come in the name of Christ and through God, they're supposed to, because Jesus says that go out and expel demons. You know, he tells that to the apostles, disciples, all of that stuff. You know, we're to go out and go against evil spirits. We're to run from them. In your case,
if you're not if you have no experience, like a priest or a bishop, they would have more experience. Like how I heard, I think it might have been from a priest, I don't know, but he's saying you should always flee from the sin. It's like getting in the rink with Mike Tyson and you're just an amateur boxer. You will always lose 99% of the time. But like the bishop or the priest who would have more experience, it would be more like Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson. They would have more experience, and you could in exorcist prayers, that isn't, I wouldn't say it's fighting demons. It's like expelling them. You could say it's fighting, but I would say expelling it. And once you become a catechumen, when you receive the exorcist prayers, you supposedly get a guardian angel at that point.
Have you encountered such spirits before, evil spirits?
Not that I can personally recall. Well, obviously the sins, but like I would assume you're meaning like something actually like creepy. I would assume like
I mean, it doesn't have to be crazy. Just have you encountered any at all?
um man, not that I can recall like recently. Like when I was like younger, obviously, but everybody was a little scared.
Wait,
of
really? You said obviously like we all encountered some horrible like demon as a kid. Is this like a part of childhood I missed out on?
Hey, you might have. It might. Your canon event might not happen.
Whoa, hold on. We all just casually encountering. Okay, that's
When
wow.
when I was like 10 years old, from when I was like from as long as I can remember till I was like 10 or 11, whenever I would stay at my grandma's house, like my door would have to stay open, and it's upstairs, and the house is old, and there's like a grandfather clock stuff, so it's a little creepy. But my door would have to stay open for the cat because her litter box is in my room. And I would always hear noises in the bathroom next to me, and her house was like really creepy. And I would always see like not shadow, well, I would kind of like shadows, but no one was there. But that was when I was like 11, 10 years old, so I could just be making this stuff up or I could have just been dreaming or something. But it's always been creepy there. And then
why are they all saying yes in the chat? You guys all just went through this? So nobody is saying, hey, by the way, guys, I saw a demon as really? What? Why he said that so shocked? Wait, you did it? Like, me? Like, hold on. Like, I wonder, are we saying what we're all saying? Like, oh yeah, I saw it. Like, hold on.
Loudly crying, this is a canon event.
When? Yo,
really never happened. It doesn't even have to be a ghost. Like it could be anything. It could be a ghost too, supposedly. But man,
I'm a little weirded out now, guys. I'm in the wrong community apparently. Hold on. Everybody had an encounter. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like actually not thinking about it. The one kind of did happen to me recently. I don't know if this was just because I was tired or something, but I went out to like since I live in Michigan, like I said, I went to a concert in Detroit, and this was like when I really started to become like Christian. Like I started going to the church stuff often because I was always Christian. I just never really went to the Orthodox church. But this when I really started, and I started to pray very often. I had like a very bad anxiety attack and stuff, and like I was walking, but it didn't feel like it was, and I walked into traffic and stuff, and like I don't know if you would call it that, or I was just tired. I don't know what you want to call it, but it could have been something like that.
Hey man, hey, I hope it's not contagious, bro. Like,
yeah, I sure hope not. Just don't be tired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, wow, I'm learning a lot. Okay, I only heard voices after watching Paranormal Activity. That I feel like that you put that on yourself. First of all, you shouldn't be watching Paranormal Activity. I would never recommend that, even on my worst enemy. Paranormal Activity is a torture fest. Have you ever heard of a witch or devil right in chest while you're?
Oh, only that happened to me.
Nah, let's chill out, guys. All right, man. Let's not. Now I'm getting scared. All right, guys. I was trying to have a nice, peaceful conversation. Y'all just like, oh, by the way.
Yeah, and I used to have sleep paralysis like every night too until recently, like every night. So I'm not even afraid of it anymore, and I know how to get up from it. But I used to have it so much. It was weird.
Okay. Are there like, from an Eastern Orthodox perspective, I suppose, is there like, let's say, right? Do you believe people can be possessed?
To a certain extent, yes.
What do you mean?
Like not in the movies. I personally wouldn't say like. Well, I would say like as an example, Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't think no normal person would go out and do that. So I would say he is possessed by some sense. But I don't know. Some people are just crazy.
Okay, so like serial killers would be.
Yeah, they could be possessed, or they just might be crazy.
Okay. Would you say sociopaths and psychopaths are possessed?
Well, I would say yes, because the demons, they would be like in their minds, because I don't want to seem like I'm a weirdo, like saying if you do anything bad, you're possessed. I don't want to seem like that, but I would say yeah, uh, like brain fog and stuff too, and that, like stuff like that could be caused by demons or just not taking care of yourself, like staying up all night.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I think people could be possessed, or they could have like very bad spirits that make them feel possessed, like around them. Like I heard a story recently. Is some dude, he went to an Orthodox church in St. Louis. It's this priest who you might have seen him on. Not like, to be honest, he's very popular. But somebody went to his church asking to have exorcist prayers over him because he did something very bad on Halloween and mocked Christianity and like stuff like very bad like that. And he felt ever since he did that, he always like had a very bad experience sleeping, and he felt something like very horrible around him. He felt all miserable. Uh, so I would be, I would consider that possessed, but I'm not sure. I am not. I don't have too much experience to say who's possessed or not.
Right. Okay. All right. Huh. I'm learning quite a bit. Okay. So, I'm going to drop you because I want to bring somebody else up here, and I definitely have more questions for you for sure. The other questions are not necessarily like spiritually based. They're more like Eastern Orthodox based. But yeah, I think those would be also better too. Let me go ahead and get somebody else up here.
If you go on live tomorrow though, and
Oh, I'm definitely going live tomorrow about this stuff here.
yeah, because I could answer those too.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so Nerdy Cat or Alv? Nerdy Cat or Alv? Nerdy Cat did request first, so let me get Nerdy Cat first, and then I'll get Alv next. But yes, so just to make sure I tell you guys, my goal is not to ridicule anyone or to necessarily debate anyone or rage bait or whatever, right? My goal is to interview people who call themselves Christians or anybody of any religion for that matter. I aim to find out what the truth is, whatever form that takes, right? And this is me coming from an atheistic / agnostic perspective. I want to see what the truth is, and if they believe in some kind of truth, let's see how tangible that belief is. First on our list right now is Nerdy Cat. Hello, Nerdy Cat.
Yo, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Nice to meet you. Would you like to tell the audience where you're coming from? Like background, faith, all of that stuff.
Yeah. First off, I wanted to state that I'm like a spiritual type of Christian. It's not like a full-on like Baptist Christian. It's kind of hard to explain because I kind of veered off from the mainstream type of Christian. I grew up in the church. I like going to church with my grandma and my mom at times, to go to Sunday school. I like being in the choir and all. But as I, grew up in the church, more bad things start to happen in church for me. And so it made me, change my, like, it made me think it's certain different type of way. And so now it kind of veered me off away from the church, which made me kind of question more of the religion and the people, in the church. But anyways, like I'm not completely like, oh my God, I don't believe in God. No, I still believe in him. It's just in a different type of way, if you get my drift.
Okay, so now that brings up quite a bit of questions actually. The main concept or the main attributes that people seem to associate with Christian, at least those who seem to be hardcore Christians, if that's the word you want to use, seems to be one, they wholeheartedly believe in the Bible. Two, God is, Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, all that stuff. And three, every other religion is wrong except Christianity.
Right.
You seem to call yourself a spiritual Christian. I do not know what that means, and I hope you can explain that to me. But do you go by those three core attributes?
Hell no. Nope. Because for me to even say that would even go against to what my religion is. Honestly, I'm not, just because people believe in other religions doesn't mean they're wrong or they're right. Same thing, they could think of me. They may think I'm wrong or they may think I'm right in whatever aspect. I'm not going to judge them on that. Another thing too is there's a lot of hypocrisy in the Bible. Don't get me wrong. I still read the Bible. I still get curious of what I see every day, and I go back and read my Bible. A lot of people misinterpret the words in the Bible. So yeah, that's what I think of that. I don't think you don't need to be a hardcore Christian. You don't need to follow all those 3 rules, I feel like if as long as you got a relationship between yourself and God, you good.
Okay, so now there seems to be some kind of divide, some kind of fine line between you and what
Hmm.
a hardcore Christian would be. Again, if you want to use the word hardcore Christian. My question is, I see like the main root of Christianity, the reason why it's not Judaism, the reason why it's not Islam, the main root of Christianity is wholeheartedly believing in John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he brought his only son Jesus Christ. Wholeheartedly believing in Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior and following his teachings
Hmm.
specifically. Do
Hmm.
you at least acknowledge that?
Yeah, I acknowledge his teachings and all. Like I acknowledge, but I know sometimes when we think of the teachings and all, they think that word is what he actually said in the times that he was alive, like Jesus. Um, I feel like over years of translation, the word has gotten lost, or the word has been changed to benefit those who, quote unquote, understood the language from the past, or the ones that try to translate it to make it their own, to make themselves feel better and whatnot. So yes, I do believe in the word, but I also feel like at the same time the translation has been changed to benefit those who want it to be. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, I can understand what you're saying. Now, you said that you believe that there are some like hypocrisy in the Bible. What would be an example of those hypocrisies?
I guess like when it comes to, like, I know that God was ruthless. I know the things that he did what to the people, to his people, were terrible. They were horrible. Like forcing. Oh man, I forgot his name. Oh my god, this is what I mean by I'm a spiritual person. I don't remember all these names. Too many names to remember. But there was a man that was told to unalive his son.
Abraham?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To unalive his son just to make him, like, force him, like, okay, you like, and not really do it, but like, try to give him the fear to actually do it. And I didn't like that,
Was that the
honestly.
goal of it, to give him the fear?
Not the fear, but it's like, okay, I know you'll do what I say. But at the same time, I'm like, how would the son feel? Like, how does his son feel thinking that his father was about to unalive him? I feel like that was a part a lot of people don't think about. Like, we always think about the chapters and who the chapters are about, but we're not thinking about the people who are affected or around it.
Okay. So then, what would you? Because you said there's hypocrisy. What would be the hypocrisy in that moment?
Um, the questioning, honestly, I feel like, when it comes to God's word, like, we must do it, we have to do it. But in that moment I would have asked, like, you know why would you ask me to do that? But I don't think he wouldn't gotten the answer, or he would have been shamed for, questioning his word. I don't know, it's kind of hard for me, like, to pinpoint what exactly the hypocrisy is, so I guess that's not a good example.
No, that's completely fine. Would you say you pray?
Oh, I do.
Okay. Uh is this you're definitely one of the most different Christians I've seen. Like, have you had? Because of how different you are, some people don't like difference, and because
Hmm.
humans don't like difference, would you say that there are some Christians who seem to not like your way of thinking?
Oh yeah, I've been calling abomination. I've been called a whole bunch of things by Christians. I've been calling them out the whole time. I'm like, there's this this is one time I was saying, like, hey, I know y'all got a big mega church, but y'all love to help your own community, but why not help the community that's outside of your own? They're like, because they're demonized, or this and that. I'm like, but God has told us, like, we should help everybody around us regardless of what they think or feel. And say, well, you must be part of them, because you're demonizing yourself also for these people that don't even like you. I'm like, who said that? But these people, I'm telling you, these people are crazy. It's on a borderline psychosis.
Okay. Do you think there is a right and wrong way of being Christian?
I don't. Actually, I think so. Let me take
Okay.
that back. I think so. I was gonna say no, there wasn't. But I think so.
And
I
would
feel
you
like
say you're
there's
on that right way? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
no. You good? Am I on the right way? I would say I'm not a perfect one. I'm not a type of person to call myself a perfect Christian, but I know those ones that do call themselves the Bible thumpers. I feel like they're not on the right way. They're the ones who
What's
judge
that?
a lot. Bible thumpers, you're the is another way of saying the perfect like Christian. Like they follow the rules, they follow the Bible, they follow God, they follow the church, they follow everything that, pertains to their Christianity. And anytime a topic comes up, they'll always bring up the Bible. That's what I call the Bible thumpers.
Okay. All right. So then the next question I have for you. A lot of Christians seem to model them because there are several examples of Christians in the Bible. There's no shortage of them. There's a female Christians, there is male Christians, there's Christians who've gone through lust, idolatry. There's several different Christians in the Bible
Mm.
that they seem to model themselves after. Would you say there's any specific character in the Bible that you model yourself after? That you like to follow their ways of like how they follow Christ?
Honestly, no.
I guess do you have a favorite character in the Bible?
I don't have honestly a preferable character. I just feel like I don't have enough connection or like yeah, not enough connection to actually have somebody I can look up to in the Bible. I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I can say Jesus, but
Look,
that's
I
that's
mean
about it.
that's fair. That's an easy one. Okay.
Honestly, I really don't know because they
Okay.
have so many stories that like don't get me wrong, it's similar to what I will go through every now and then, but not like, oh my goodness, I can just feel the connection. I can't.
Okay. So then the next question. Sorry if these like questions are like too much to you. It's just more of an
No, you
interview.
good.
Yeah. So the next question I also have is in Christianity, at least in the Bible, towards Jesus' last moments on earth before he goes up to heaven and meets the Father, he tells his disciples to go out and spread the word and like to make disciples of all nations. They're supposed to go out and like convert
Mm-hmm.
other people. Obviously, not like bring violence or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say you do that? Would you say you help people become Christians?
No,
Okay.
I don't call myself a disciple. Don't get me wrong, I can talk about religion, but I feel like I'm not the person to convert you into my religion. I feel like for me, I feel like if you really wanted to be in this religion, you wouldn't need anybody else to convince you to be in this religion. I feel like forcing myself to like convince somebody to be like a Christian or anything like that, I feel like honestly that's on a borderline disrespectful. To me that is. Because I don't know who you are. I don't know um I mean even if I'm talking to my friend, I feel like I feel like there's a relationship there that she already has. She's having a good life. I don't think I need to convince her to be in my religion to have a better life. That's like the same way of somebody if they were Muslim. I feel like if they try like I could talk to a person who's Muslim. They could talk about their religion. We could compare contrast, sure. But for them to ask me to join them, I'm like, okay, I don't want you forcing it on me, and I don't want to force it on you. So it's just a respect right then and there. And I feel like a lot of people who do try are probably the worst ones to do that.
Oh, okay. I can see why that would make sense. Yeah, that okay. I get that. Okay, so I promise last and final questions. Okay, I'm sorry
No,
if
you're
I'm just
good.
really yes. Okay, so one of the other questions I have is you also say the word spiritual Christian. Sorry if I'm butchering your statement. Correct me
No,
if
you're
I'm
good.
wrong. But you say the word spiritual Christians. What would
Hmm.
you say makes you spiritual? Like, what is the spiritual part of your Christianity?
I guess it's like more me distancing myself from Baptist
Baptist.
Christian Baptist, thank you,
Okay.
Baptist Christianity, because of how I think. Like I'm not gonna lie, like politics too. How I think like about other people, all people, like whether they're gay, whether they're straight, whether they're trans, whether they're Muslim, whether they have a different religion, whether I don't care. Honestly, that's just me. I can love you no matter what, and I don't always use like religion every day. I don't I don't talk about religion every day. I don't read my Bible every day. But honestly, I have my own person, a person. personal religion with God. It's me, myself, and I, and God, and that's it. So I don't think I need to do that every day. I'm not reading my Bible every day. I'm not going to on the church every Sunday. I'm not communion every first Sunday, I think it is,
Right.
with
Okay.
the
I think it
bread
is.
and
Yeah.
the wine. Yeah, I'm not doing that every. So that's why I kind of distance myself.
Do you go to church?
Not anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, you're definitely the most different Christian I've seen. I feel like you definitely bring an interesting perspective. It's far
Hmm.
different, and it seems to be less rooted in rules and more so in the idea of Christianity. I think it's very
Hmm.
interesting. Yeah, I want to commend you for being brave enough to get up here because not a lot of people have that bravery in your heart. A lot of people say, "Oh no, he's gonna ask me about religion." It seems to be kind of like politics. People see it as a sensitive subject. Oh no, politics. Let me leave. You know.
Right.
So, but no, I appreciate you a lot, Nerdy Cat, for being
No,
brave
no
enough to get
problem,
up
bro.
here. Yeah, and then
Thanks for having me.
yeah, I'm gonna try to get somebody else up here, and then you drill
Oh
them
yeah,
with
no problem.
questions. But
I
yes,
gotta go back cleaning. I get distracted.
I'm so sorry for distracting you.
No,
Yeah,
you good. But y'all
yeah,
have a nice day. You have a nice day.
you too. Man. Huh. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Nerdy Cat. She's quite interesting. I like her voice for sure. She has a very nice voice. I wonder if she sings. I should have asked her that. I should definitely ask her if she sings. She probably sings when she's cleaning. But no, she seems definitely very nice. Okay, so next person, I am going to try drilling people, Christians, because again, I'm coming from an atheistic slash agnostic perspective. I want to get to learn what the truth is, and Christians seem to say they have the answer to the truth, or at least they follow the truth, because Jesus seems to claim that he's the way, the truth, and the life. My goal is to find out if that's true. Our next guest is going to be Alvi. Let's see if Alvi has some claim to know who the truth is. Y'all like what I did there? Y'all like the professionalism? Y'all like the professionalism? Yeah? Yeah? I'm trying.
I like the professionalism. You got your little intro.
Thank you. Thank you.
Making
Alright.
face.
Thank you. Okay. So, am I saying your name right, by the way? Alvi?
Yeah, it's Alvy.
Okay. So, for a lot of people, this is their first time seeing you or getting an idea of you. Could you go ahead and tell us what was like if someone had to meet you and they had to get a Sparks Notes version of who you are, especially in Christianity? Go ahead, spill the speech. Let's hear it.
I can really start in the beginning for me. I grew up in a one-parent household, right? Um, I had a mother. My father wasn't there really. My mom was, well, she was quote unquote Christian, but I've never seen her in church. I never really like seen her read the Bible much. So I grew up, thinking I was Christian as well. But she would send us to um, Bible school, not Bible school, a Sunday school, I guess. And go to Sunday school, we would listen to nice songs, dance, sing, and all that, and then we would go home. But growing up, I didn't really get taught about who God was. So, when I got a little older, I'm 24. When I got a little older, teenage years, he wasn't really, I didn't seek him at all. And when I got to more of my adult years, I got kind of like consumed in the world, I guess. So
Okay.
my image of God was like very distorted, right? When it comes to, well, why would God allow this to happen?
Just to make sure, you
Is
said you
God
didn't
is
grow up in the church, or did you say you did grow up in the
I
church?
I I did, but
Okay, okay.
it
Alright.
was just Sunday school. I'm
Oh,
just being
okay, okay.
honest.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Um, so like my image of God was kind of distorted. Like why would God let bad stuff happen? Or
Did you ever
like
get the answer to that? Why would God let bad stuff happen?
actually I did. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay, yeah, I would
Um,
like to know that actually.
like
Yes.
why is God really God, or is Jesus even real? Like I would start to second guess, and then I even got to a point where I was like, I don't know. I think Christianity is like made up, right? And my life went so downhill. It was like I ended up having like a brain tumor randomly. I ended up losing my job because of it. They fired me because of that. I ended up losing my apartment because I had no income. I ended up losing my car. I had no income. And my mom, she didn't want me to live with her. My sister, she let me in, right? And with that time that I was able to sit down, I don't know, I just had the inkling to like, okay, let me just actually read the word and learn who God is, right? Because say somebody tells me, "Oh, what's your name? I'm sorry." It's like, truth. truth is this person. He's not a good person. He does bad
I'm
things
not.
and
I'm
all
not
this
a
other
good
stuff,
person.
right? Um, you know what?
Yeah,
But
if
this
they
is
told
off
you
of
that, that would be
assumption.
correct. You know, I'm not a good
This
person,
is
but
off of
yeah.
assumption, right?
Okay, go ahead.
And I decide to, okay, yeah, I'm going to take their word for it instead of getting to know you and see for myself if that's truth, right? Because your name is Truth. Then it wouldn't be fair to me or be fair to you. So that was why I was like, okay, let me at least see what God is about and see if what everybody is saying is true, right? Um, so when I did start reading the word and actually praying, I didn't know how to pray. I'm just winging it at this point.
Do you
But
now?
it
Do you
was
now know how to pray?
I do know now, yes.
Okay.
Um, but being honest and open and softening my heart to want to know who God is. I had a storage, all my stuff in storage that was literally going to be sold the next day. Right. This is my first time ever having this type of experience, and this is why I can speak to it. I was praying. Oh my God! I said, I don't know how I'm gonna get this stuff figured out. I don't. I'm lose all my stuff tomorrow, and at this point, I don't know. I'll let you have it, and I'm not gonna worry about it anymore. And literally in that same like moment, um, I can't even explain it. I heard a voice, but it wasn't really a voice, right? It was like in my thought, um, but it wasn't my voice, if that makes sense. And the voice said, "Don't worry about it. I got it." And I was kind of taken aback because I've never had that experience before. Um, and I was like, I don't know. I just started talking back. I said, "What do you mean?"
Okay.
because I was so confused. And he repeated himself. He said, "Don't worry about it. I got it." And I said, "Okay." That was it. Literally, T minus 4 hours later, I'm on this like little group call. It's a Zoom, and we would learn about the law and stuff like that. I used to study the law, and um, they're like, do you guys have any questions?" Mind you, there's like 100 plus people in there, and everyone has their little hand raised, the raise your hand button, and something keeps telling me, raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand. But about 5 minutes go by, I didn't do it, and then I'll hit the button, and it said, and I raised my hand. They're like, "Oh, what do you need?" And I just asked a question like, "Okay, is there any way to, like, is there any laws that would protect, getting your things sold in storage?" And the lady was like, "Well, just DM me." And I was like, "Okay." So I DM'd her um, that night, and I was going to bed after I DM'd her. So I just DM'd her and I went to bed. Um, no, I DM'd her, and she said, "What's the name of the storage?" and gave me the phone number. And I gave her the information. Then I went to bed. Then I woke up the next morning and I got it. I check my email all the time. I checked my email and it said, um, "Oh, thank you for your payment of such and such. Your balance is now $0." And I was like, wow, right? I That was really my first encounter, like actually hearing God's voice, because I really thought he was made up. I'm telling you right hand, like I really did. I didn't think that people could actually hear God. I didn't think that God actually heard people's prayers. I didn't think that, God was actually like omnipresent. I didn't think he was everywhere. You know what I mean? Like there's trillions and billions and gazillions of people in the world. Why would God, take the time to help me out? You see what I'm saying? So that first situation
I have
was
a
my
question.
encounter with God. And
Yeah, I
that's
have
what
a
kind of
question. I
that's
don't
what
mean to cut
deepened
you
my
off.
faith to it. No, go ahead,
Yeah,
Jacob.
you seem to use the word "was" a lot in that little brief few sentences. God would not answer. You know, a lot of "was." So, would you say that now he answers your prayers? Like now he listens to like. Would you say it's different now since you used to think that? Do you think now that he answers your prayers?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna ask like, hey, which prayers did God answer or nothing, but like, how would you?
I can answer one. I can give you a perfect example.
You don't have to. Because again, it's all like that. That would be based off of your own personal experience. What I'd want to
Mhm.
know is a lot of people seem to believe that God doesn't answer prayers. A lot of
Right.
people seem to see God as, for at least from what I see from Christians, they seem to see God as some kind of genie in a bottle. Hey, I want a car, so I'll pray to God for a car. Hey, I want this type of relationship, so I'll pray to God for this. What
Mhm.
is the new age term people use? Manifestations or whatever. They seem to
Right.
see God as some kind of, genie in a bottle. Would you say that's how that works, or?
No, definitely not. one thing God won't do is answer a prayer that is based off of no faith, right? Because when I would pray before, before I actually came to find Christ, I would pray with an empty heart, right? So I just prayed because, oh, I see people in church praying, so you just pray because you think that it's the thing to do, right?
Okay.
But when you pray and you have faith that God will um, do what it is that you're praying for, but it also has to be something that is good for you, right? You can't just pray for anything and God will give it to you. That's not how that works.
Right.
Um, then that's where He'll answer your prayer, or He'll say, "Hey, I know this is what you're praying for, but I have this instead, and this is better."
So earlier, maybe I misunderstood. You said God answers prayers of faith, or He doesn't answer prayers of faith.
He does.
He does answer prayers of faith. Okay. Next question I want to ask is: there seems to be different types of Christians out there. We were just making a few jokes about Mormons and stuff like that, which I actually knew
Hmm.
nothing about Mormons. What type of Christian would you say you are?
I don't put myself under a Baptist or like Ortho. I don't really do all that. I just identify. I find my identity in Christ. So honestly, the labels itself, it doesn't mean anything to me. If I'm reading the Word and I'm trying my best to live out the Word, I know that I want to seek God. That's all that's good enough for me. I don't have to go to a specific church to know that I'm a Christian or to know that I like to follow Jesus. You see what I'm saying? So I, growing up, Baptist, right? But like the gal that was here earlier, a lot of people in Baptist churches are very judgmental. That's why you have church hurt and all that stuff, right? You get all the judgment from people that feel like they have the higher, like they have it all figured out. They have the law, right? And one thing that when I was reflecting on that and I was reading the word, I was led to the Jews and the Gentiles, right? The Jews like ostracized and made fun of and treated the Gentiles less than just because they had the law.
Okay.
And that's not how God teaches us to be, right? So that's why I don't really want to put a label on what kind of Christian I am. I just know that I'm a follower of Christ. That's what I call myself.
All right. That seems pretty bare bones. It seems pretty self-explanatory to say you're a follower of Christ. There are. Would you say, you know, as a follower of Christ, do you go and spread Christianity? Do you go to, to seek to, convert people, like tell, like preach the word, spread the word? Do you do that?
I try my best. I'm starting to be more confident in it. And for me, it's not like, oh, I see this person, let me turn them over to Christianity, right? Because for first and foremost, we don't really. Okay, let me be
Yeah.
careful with what I
Real
say.
quick, what's up, Perplexed? And Mods, go ahead and reply to the people in chat for me, since I'm busy like interviewing people. You guys can handle the replies, but yeah, go ahead.
Um, One thing I can say is that um, everything that we do should be like God led, right? So like we have the Holy Spirit, right? The Holy Spirit is like our helper here, right? While Jesus is, he's not with us, right? So when we have like that gut feeling, or oh, I knew I should have done this, right? For me, that's the Holy Spirit. So um, if I'm being led to somebody and I'm like, Holy Spirit is telling me, hey, you should talk to them, then I will do that, and it's usually received well, right? But if you do things out of like self righteousness, which is like your own will, and God is not the reason why you're doing it, if that makes sense, then that's where um, you get the situations that usually don't you know go well, if that makes sense. So let me give you an example. So I would never go and talk to anybody about God. I used to be embarrassed, right? Because I felt like, oh, people don't really like Christians or followers of Christ. They're crazy, you know. But recently, like 2 weeks ago, I was at work and I don't know. There's just this girl that that I would always talk to, and I just got the um, I just felt led to talk to her about God, right? I usually don't, and I was like, oh, like, do you read a Bible, or like, do you have like faith in anything? And she was like, she literally rolled her eyes at me. She rolled her eyes like, oh, here we go. You know what I mean? And but she was really nice. She was like, you know what? Yeah, I do. I just don't like that people push it on other people. And I'm like, I can understand that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people do just want to go out and have a day without being bothered by people, right?
Right.
Um, but we ended up having a conversation about that, and I'm just like, it does suck because it turns people away from wanting to know God based off of like the nature of the conversation, right? So some people would be um this conversation could start off good, right? Okay, I want you to know about who God is. And the next thing you know, the person that starts the conversation gets offended. And then it's no longer about that. Now it's like, okay, now we're arguing. Now it's tit for tat. Now I got to prove you wrong, right?
Right.
The point of spreading the truth is just spreading the good news. Some God calls us to testify, give testimonies. So when God does things, he wants you to spread, how he's done for you. So the same way I came on here and gave you my testimony about how God has helped me, that is spreading the gospel. But you don't feel like I'm trying to convert you, do you?
No, you're not. No, you're not. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see the idea. Yeah, no, I definitely get that. Yeah, a lot of
That's
people
that's
seems to
that's
have.
all God calls us to do, is just testify and just let people know how I've delivered you from things. Let people know how I've helped you. And it's an encouragement thing, not a condemnation thing. Not, oh, you're living life wrong because you're not following Christ, right? A
So
lot
then,
of people that are followers of Christ now, they've look, we're not born having it all figured out. We're not
okay,
born having 100% faith in Christ. We're not born knowing how to pray. We're not born living to knowing how to live a perfect life, right? Because we all start somewhere, but it's how we end. So the same way I was lost and I'm here now, other people can be in that same point, but we're all in different stages of life. So just spreading the good news could really just be a confirmation to somebody. So there was one time where um I was I think I was reading what I was scrolling or something. Scrolling on like
okay,
I don't even remember what I was doing. But basically God told me, he was like, I have this friend that I've had in high school for a really long time, and I haven't spoke to her years. And her name is Cheris, and it's spelled Cheris. Um but he told me her name's not pronounced that way. Her name is Karis. And I'm like, what does Karis mean? And I ended up looking it up, and it means grace. And he was like, tell Karis that people are to call her Karis and not Cheris. That's not her name. So she randomly texted me like probably a day or two later, and we ended up having a conversation. I was like, oh, by the way, I almost forgot. I was like, God told me to tell you that your name is Karis and that you should not let people call you Cheris because that's not your name. And she pauses for a really long time. And she was like, how did you know that? And I'm like, God told me to tell you I didn't know that. I promise you I didn't. It was just a random thing that he told me. And she was like, I've been battling that since I was a kid. And I've always felt too scared to correct people when it comes to saying um, saying my name and like calling me by, not calling me by my name. And she was just like, thank you for like, being obedient and telling me.
there is a very important question that just pulled up in the chat. I want to ask that same question, but I also want to follow up with another question after that main
Yeah.
question is answered. So we'll go ahead and ask that question. You said God spoke to you. A lot
Hmm.
of people seem to say that, especially Christians. What do
Yeah.
you mean by God spoke to you? Because some people, maybe who are not Christians, may see it as a form of psychosis. Like, have you been drinking a lot? Are you high? Like, what do you mean God
Hmm.
spoke to you? Is it your inner voice? Because you also said it's something different than your voice in your head.
Right. Okay.
What does
So
it? Yeah, go ahead.
so
Explain how God communicates to you.
yeah. So well, there's God communicates in different ways, but the way that He's been communicating to me is like I first told you my first experience. So like one, I'm not a smoker. I'm not a drinker. I don't do drugs. Let's just start there. I've never taken any medication for any type of like mental what is it called? What's the word?
Mental illness.
Like mental illness, yes. I've never
Okay.
taken any medication for mental illness. Never been diagnosed with any mental illness. But that first time I told you how it's like it's an inner. I can't even explain it. It's like an inner. It's in your head. Like you can hear your thoughts. Like okay, so you know how you would think about something and you hear yourself talking in your head. It's like okay, when you think in your voice, right?
Right.
It's another voice speaking to you, but you're like it's not you putting the words out there.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So, like, some people will say that they're trying to do something, but they're like, no, it's not what my mom would want because in their head they heard your mom saying no, or like they remember the memory of their mom saying not to do stuff like that. Is that similar?
Like that, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it was that. So when I came across the word, charis, I looked it up, and when I found the definition, I heard, tell Charis that her name is not Charis, tell Charis that her name is not Charis, and people should call her by her name or something like that. However, I just related to you is what he said, and that's how I heard it.
Okay. All right. So then the question I want to follow up with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that concept of, because that's the biggest issue I have with that question. It's so interpersonal. Each person seems to say they hear God in different ways. Some people say, he's this voice, he's this deep voice in my head. Some people say I hear him in like the TV shows or like the books I read. Or some people say he speaks through me through my mom or whatever, right? Some people seem to say different things. So it seems very interpersonal. There's no concrete way of saying, well, this is how God speaks, so if you hear this, it's definitely God. And I hope somebody one day can come to me with an answer or something to that. But then that all seems to revolve around the big question.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to give a non-personal answer. If you can. If you can't, that's fine.
I can't give a non-personal
answer. I haven't asked the question first.
Wait
for the question.
I'll let you ask it. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, so the question that I want you to give a non-personal answer to, you will see why I'm saying that.
Okay, go ahead.
Is God real? And if so, how can you explain it? I don't need you to give like some scientific proof, right? That's asking for too much. How can you explain God's realness, so to speak? Is God real?
How can I know, or how can I give you an explanation?
You don't have to give me an example.
No. This is what I'm saying is, how can I give you an explanation of me, of asking if something is real if I don't have a personal experience?
Because I can tell you about how gravity is real, right?
That's like, okay, right. So say you ask me, oh, are cats real or something? I don't know. I haven't seen a cat. If a person's never seen a cat or never had an experience with a cat, you would know what a cat is.
But you can explain to them what a cat is, as in like it's a type of feline, it's a creature, you know, like you can give them some kind of idea.
But that comes off of your knowledge, right? That comes off of your knowledge.
But it's not a personal experience, you know, but it's still descriptive.
No, I'm saying if a person doesn't know what a cat is, they have no knowledge of a cat.
Do they know what animals are?
How can they tell you if cats are real?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So say if somebody lives on a remote island, they were born on a remote island.
Okay.
There's no cats on that island, and somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, are cats real?" What is their answer going to be?
Okay, my answer to them would be, hi. So cats are real. If you're in this remote islands have animals. If you've experienced something like a bird, think of a bird except it doesn't have just two legs. It has, bless you whoever will sneeze, but it doesn't have just two legs. It has 4 legs. And instead of that thing that looks like a pointy thing instead of a beak, it's more like squarely shaped. It's like a snout, and they don't fly. They're on the ground. I'll just give them an explanation based off of what we have in common. You know, not interpersonal. For example, I can explain gravity to an extent. I'm not a scientist, right? I can explain the sunlight based off of shared mindset, not interpersonal experience, because that becomes harder.
Knowledge.
Right. So based on your shared knowledge, how would you say God is real? And if so,
yes, I'll say God is real. But I want to go back to you saying how you explain a cat, because I said if someone was born on a remote island that had no cats, how can somebody how can they answer when somebody asks them, are cats real?
based off
If
of what
they've
they have
never seen a
experienced
cat,
that is
never
real.
heard of cats a day in their life, how can they do that?
Yeah, based off of what they've experienced that is real. Like, you know, like birds and stuff
No,
like that.
I don't know. I don't agree with that because their first thing is going the first thing they're gonna say is, "What is a cat?"
Well,
Never
yeah,
heard of it,
of course, they would say
right?
that was, of course, but they
So
have heard of a bird, right? So go based off of the bird and explain to them how cats are different than birds, and how
right,
they're
but
both
that
animals.
would be you explaining to them, well, this is what a cat looks like.
Correct.
So it's off of some type of experience, right? They have that experience with that person teaching them about a cat. But for me, I can't give you an inter like an answer of if God is real based off of no knowledge or no personal experience.
But you okay? I need it based off of knowledge.
Okay, you need it
Like,
based off of knowledge. Is
right?
God real? Yes.
Okay. Why would you say? Because some people seem to believe he's not real based off of the fact that there's no guy sitting in the clouds. At least I don't see it right now, right? There's no guy sitting in the clouds right there, like, hey guys, I am real. Like, what makes him real to you, and how would you say? I don't need you to prove it because I think that's a dumb question
To
to
me,
say.
so now
Yeah.
I get to use my
Yes.
personal.
Yes. Now.
Okay. What makes God real to me is how God moves in my life,
Okay.
right? So the things that I've just explained to you is what brought me closer to Him.
Right.
Is what God is how God revealed Himself to me and made Himself known. Now, if you would have asked me this question 5+ years ago, I wouldn't tell you that God is real. I'd be like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I didn't have that relationship with Him. I didn't have the knowledge of okay, this is like the characteristics of God. I wouldn't know how to identify who God is, right? So say like a let me just use like a random example. So say you have a pet, right? You have a
Yeah.
pet and you're training them to get to know you. So when you guys are out, you're able to lead him or lead her, or whatever kind of animal you have. They say you're letting someone dog sit, right? And then you come home and they know it's you by your like your behaviors, right? They know that, oh, you do this when your car sounds like this when you come back. Or say you start talking at the door and the dog recognizes your voice. Oh,
Oh, okay.
my, my owner's home. So I wouldn't be able to tell you who God is and acknowledge who He is without gaining that understanding. So that's why God says, that's why the Word says to seek Him so we can learn who He is and have His knowledge and wisdom.
Okay. Now, there was a question I asked the previous guest, and you said you had an answer to. There's no shortage of Christians in the Bible, and some people seem to see them as role models, whether you believe that's the right thing to do or not. Would you say there are some you relate to? Would you say you have any favorites, characters in the Bible?
I have two favorites.
Okay.
My first favorite is Job. Do you know who Job is?
I know who Job is, yeah.
All right.
He's a
He's
bit
my
of a topic. I know who Job is, yes.
Job is my favorite. My second favorite is, well, he's kind of moving up to be my favorite right now because I'm reading about him. Is Moses.
Moses, okay.
Yes. And I say that because one, Moses had the most patience.
40 years, yeah.
Yeah, he had the most patience. Those Israelites wore him out. I mean, they every chance they could, they either complaining or doing something they had no business doing.
I mean, some people would say Job had more patience. No, Job had no patience, actually. Never mind. Job had no patience.
Job, he was ready to, yeah. Anyway, right now, like me, God is teaching me, like, patience. He puts me in situations to where He's like, look, right now, I know this person is getting on your nerves. But so it's like, say I go to work and I have problems with like my bosses and stuff like that, right? I would usually be like, you know what? I'm gonna tell them why they need to be quiet and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Or somebody comes up to me and I'm like, oh, what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Patience just wore thin. But God has been like showing me like this is why you need patience. Patience goes further than getting impatient, getting angry, and lashing out, and things end up going south based off of your reaction to how you're offended, stuff like that. But that's the reason why Moses is he's now my favorite, because he really led everything with love, right? Even the amount of times that the Israelites did uh, do like blasphemous things, even though they didn't know any better. Moses always gave them the benefit of the doubt, and he always interceded on their behalf. So when God was ready to, like, you know what, I'm done with them, Moses was like, whoa, 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 God, remember what you said. Don't stall them out. Let me go take care of it. And Moses went down there and he gave a correction, and he did it a couple times. That's what I call patience. So that's why Moses is my favorite, right? And also, I can say that another reason why Moses is my favorite is because he really the Israelites got made him so angry to where he got out of his own body and sinned, right? And he missed out on the promised land because of that. But even after that, he still led the Israelites to the promised land that God had gave them, even though he couldn't even enter. And at the Jordan River, before where he had to leave them, um, he still had to remind them, like, hey, this is where your guys's parents and grandparents messed up, right? The journey that should have taken 11 days took 40 years. So he gave them a reminder of, be more gentle, make sure you're being more patient, make sure you're not being ungrateful. um, Joshua was going to be their new leader. Make sure you guys aren't stressing him out like y'all stressed me out, because I didn't have nobody to, you know what I mean? He didn't
Yeah.
have anybody to to guide him besides God, right? God gave him the word, gave him the law, but he didn't have another person like a mentor to teach him how to be with or deal with so many people and all these different personalities, right? So he even gave them lessons, or gave them, knowledge and wisdom about how to treat Joshua going forth, so it doesn't have a repeat effect. So that's why I really like Moses, because he was so selfless and he put others before himself.
For
Sorry
people
for
who,
being so long and drawn out.
no, I understand that. For people who don't believe in God, or people who are right there on the cusp and are struggling to believe,
Hmm.
what what like short message do you have for them? How do you inspire? Like, what do you have to say to them? For people who they think they believe in God, or maybe they were hurt by the church, or
Mm.
yeah, what message do you have for people who are not quite where you're at yet?
Um, I would say to just one. I know it sounds crazy. We talk to ourselves all the time. I mean, sorry, not we all talk to ourselves, but sometimes we do, like, when we're talking out loud. And I think that we need to start speaking out loud when it comes to, like, how we feel. And also um go find go get in your own relationship with God, right? So I know it sounds like a lot to do, but it's just start reading the Bible and pray. you know Sometimes it's hard when people have hardened hearts, so I would just say soften your heart, and you know just have good intention, right? um and God would really do the rest.
Would you agree with what Jade said in the comments? So have an emotional and spiritual basis of conversation. Because
Emotional
I think
spiritual
emotional
basis of
conversations
conversation.
tend to go off the rails.
um Having emotional and a spiritual basis of conversation.
I don't think emotional will be the word. Again, that's just me. I think emotional conversations don't go anywhere.
Well, when I say that, I'm speaking like when you're home or when you're out by yourself, right? So same way we're talking, this is how I talk to God, right? Because I don't know, sometimes I don't have the time to sit down and just pray. or get in my Bible and read and reassure myself. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I can say that God does he's able to work with a willing heart. So what I'm saying is be willing to learn who God is and also have faith that he'll hear you. And that's all that I did to get to where I'm at.
Okay. All right. I hope that answered the question of Jade. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Hmm.
That was really helpful. Yeah, you're definitely the most personal Christian I've spoken to in a while, and I like that. From what I've noticed in the Bible, a lot of people seem to agree with this too. God seems to urge people to have a personal connection with Him because it's about the individual and God, right? So I
Hmm.
definitely like that you're definitely very personable. I definitely have a lot more questions, but I also don't want. I want to give other people a chance to come up here. But yeah, I hope you definitely come up again sometime. I have some questions for you. Yeah, and I hope none of the questions I asked were too like personal or too like nosy. But
Oh
yeah,
no, they were good
thank you. I
questions.
appreciate
I'm
that.
an open book. I don't really care what you ask me. I'll answer them. I don't care.
Thank you. I
But yeah, I'll
appreciate
let
that.
other people come up. I appreciate you for letting me talk and hearing
Yeah,
me out. And I
nice
hope
to
you
meet you,
have a
Ali.
blessed day. Thank you. You too.
Okay. All right. She seems pretty cool. Ali is pretty cool. She had definitely the most personal basis of God I've seen, and she definitely made me realize some things about how people perceive God. And with all the things that she's been through in life, I hope God's plan for her. Not I hope God's plan for her. I hope she stays faithful in God and continues to focus on what God's plan is for her. Yeah, she seems like she has a good head up on her shoulders. Yeah. Now I personally want to talk to Jade. I want to interview Jade and ask her some questions about God and stuff because it seems like Jade is coming from an interesting place. L to the people who stopped tapping the screen because it seems like Sarah was the only one doing all the job. Yes, she was the only one doing all the job. Don't say you were tapping the screen. I saw you weren't. Stop trying to lie. Anyways, we got some liars up in here. But you know, I can't right now. No, no, you're good. You're good. You're good. I just got here. Shut up, Danny. What's up? How you been, Danny? Yeah. I definitely want to do the try to make me laughs. Real quick, I have to handle some stuff. But I had to handle stuff. Sure. Real quick, I have to handle some stuff. Because I had an emergency call that I missed out on, and I will go ahead and answer that call. But yes, I don't mind coming back up if you have more questions. Pay me to tap. Nah, I'm not doing that. But we will go ahead and end the live here. I definitely will bring you back up for more questions that I have. I will start another live in like maybe like 30 minutes or 40 minutes or so. I just want to go ahead and handle this like emergency, and then we'll go ahead and come back up on the live. But yes, we're gonna go ahead and end it real quick and then come back up. All right, guys.
Scissor.
But yes, yes, Clipper. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this live, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes to an hour. Everybody, go eat something. Go have some food. We're gonna come back in guns blazing. All right, or Bibles blazing, I guess.